Hey, this is TJR, and last week I made a video where I listened to and reacted to the music of Harry Styles, listening to it for the very first time. And after I made that video, there were a lot of people who watched and commented. Thank you very much for watching and thank you for commenting. Basically saying that the top tracks that I pulled up on Tidal weren't necessarily his best songs, although I enjoyed 2 out of the 3, certainly. And there were even some good things about the third one, even though I didn't quite enjoy it as much. But they kept telling me, you know, you should listen to this song or that song. But one song that kept coming up over and over again was Sign of the Times. So at first I thought, you know, maybe this was a remake of the Prince song. It's not, of course. But I pulled up my phone, I pulled up Tidal, and I looked at what album that was off of, which is apparently his first album, just entitled Harry Styles, just self-titled. And I thought I was playing Sign of the Times, but instead I played this song here. And I listened to this song about halfway through before I realized I wasn't listening to Sign of the Times. I was listening to a track entitled Meet Me in the Hallway. And now I did listen to Sign of the Times, and I'll get to that, but this track really struck a chord with me. And I'm not making music puns there. But real quick here, this song opens up in an E minor, and then it goes to a E minor 7th to an A, like that. The first thing that struck me about that was that warbly sounding bass line. The notes sound very evocative underneath the chords, the guitar chords. I'm playing them on piano here. But that warbly sound that it has, that tone, really gave this song this very kind of dream-like, otherworldly feel to it. I was surprised by how sparse the song was. There was no drums in it at all. And there were lots of little, you can kind of hear some of these little, little just kind of grace notes, just little notes flying in the background, just little touches here and there that just gave it this very spacey, psychedelic kind of feel. During the actual guitar solo, I don't want to say guitar solo, instrumental section, though there's some guitar. It seems to be entering kind of like this early Pink Floyd territory. Let me try to play some of that. The part I'm talking about is just as he finishes all those, gotta get better, over and over again. It's right here. The guitar builds up his note. That's very Pink Floyd sounding to me. The way that note combines with the voice as he sings that last line, woo, right, like that. Very cool. I like that a lot. I was really struck by just the emotion of this song. I have no clue what he's singing about in this song. I really don't. And it doesn't matter. To me, at least, it doesn't matter because just the mood is so evocative and it just really puts me in this dreamlike world. Kind of like a good song would be the one by Santos and Johnny. Let me check the name. Sleepwalk by Santo and Johnny. You know that one. Let me play a little bit here. It really gives me a similar vibe, although they're completely different songs. So I just wanted to say, nobody recommended this song as far as I can tell, but I really, really liked it. Okay, so Sign of the Times by Prince. I'm just kidding. Harry Styles. It's basically, we start on an F chord here to a D minor. and we go down to a C. And he's playing whoever's playing the keyboards is playing them very low on it, so it has this on the keyboard, so it has this very, you know, church-like sound. One, two, three, four. Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. La 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 la. So I don't know the words yet, but and I think I put that second verse in a little too quick there. As I was listening to this, I hope you don't mind, but I kept thinking that he could have gone here, you know, ba da ba da ba da ba da 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 da, ba da 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 da, ba da 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 da. Put in the B flat. It gives it some tension before you come back down to the F, like that again, to return to it. That's very Beatle-like, by the way. You know, and who knows, maybe they thought of that when they were working on that song. I noticed every single song had the same songwriters. It is about 4 to 5 songwriters in every single song. Normally, I kind of look at that as a sign of songs written by committee. But here, as I listened to this album, I discovered that it isn't that way at all. I would say the majority of the songs I heard on this album, I don't have time to talk about all of them, but I think the majority of them sound really, really good and very inventive. Some of them were a lot more rock than I expected. David Bowie type of rock, early David Bowie. But getting back to Sign of the Times, this is a very kind of old school, you know, rock pop kind of piano march where you just have this very, you know, kind of regal, you know, very simple, majestic feel to it, you know. I'm improvising on it, but it was very common, especially in the late 60s, early 70s, to have songs that sounded like this, that had this type of a march to it, this very regal march feel to it. And then there's this other part of the song that kind of goes like this. Kind of like that, I think. That part, you know, if you take away the vocal, I mean, the vocal is really cool because he's singing this really high falsetto there. We never learned, we've been here before. Don't think I could sing it, but it's almost got this kind of, when you take it apart and put it on piano, it almost has this kind of classical music feel to it. You know, you can almost, it almost feels like one of those beginner piano classic pieces, which I think is really cool sounding. And then of course it builds up where suddenly, you know, the drums kick in, the guitar slides up, and it just builds into this big thing. Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the time. Like I said, it's not like I haven't heard songs like this before. I have, but for what it was doing, I thought it was doing it pretty good. I liked it. And I listened to more songs on the album. I don't know, I could talk about them. I'm going to talk about just one more song, which is the third song on the album. It's called Carolina. Let me play you this opening here. I think that bass line is like that. And then there's this little, I'm not sure what the instrument that is there. And then you got that voice, oh yeah. And then the acoustic guitar starts to strum along and gives it more movement. Let me play a little more here. The way that she says, I remind her. That vocally, tonally, rhythmically, it reminds me of Beck. It feels like a lot of Beck's early stuff. The whole groove, the sound of it. I wondered if maybe, you know, Beck had helped him write it maybe, but his name was nowhere in the credits. Like I said, same songwriters on every song here. Again, I really liked this. There was another song also that reminded me of Beck too. And I'm not saying he's ripping off Beck or anything like that. We all listen to stuff, we all get influenced, we all, draw from different wells, and we put our own spin on things, But as I listened to this album, I only listened to it once, I became more and more interested in what was going on. And I liked it. I liked way more songs than maybe... Actually, I didn't dislike any songs, but there might be some songs that I liked a lot more than others. But overall, I thought this was a really strong album. I only listened to it once, but I'm going to be listening to it again. Sign of the Times is a good song, but to me, there were better songs on this album. But that's just my personal taste. It's like they say. We used to say this back in the day that, the hits are to get on radio, but the better songs are sometimes what aren't the hits. But yeah, Meet Me in the Hallway, Carolina, great songs, great songs. And like I said, I listened to the whole thing last night while I was taking a walk, and as I listened to it, it just kept surprising me. So yeah, I'm gonna pick up this album. I'm gonna listen to it more, and then after I've lived with it for a while, I might think about getting one of the other albums. We'll see. I mean, the nice thing about streaming services, you can listen before you buy, and but I do like to own the music. To me, my relationship with it isn't complete until I actually own it. So anyways, though, thank you everybody for the suggestions. And I just really appreciated having this happy accident. I thought I was just going to listen to Sign of the Times. Instead, I heard the first song and I was knocked out. And then I heard Sign of the Times. I said, yeah, it's pretty good. Then I heard Carolina, was knocked out again. And it just kept going in succession. And then I couldn't stop listening. I just kept going with it. So yeah, this was cool. And really glad to have finally listened. And I'm glad this is what I really heard. I mean, I know I heard those top tracks, but this was the first serious in-depth listening where I listened from start to finish. So very cool. Everybody, thank you so much. If you like what I do here, be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification icon so you never miss a video. A big shout out and thank you to you, the Patreon supporters. Patreon supporters get exclusive weekly videos that nobody else gets, and they get their names in the credits. And if you'd like to be a Patreon supporter, go to patreon.com/TJR the original. And if you can't, that's okay. I appreciate you just making it here to the end of the video. Really do. And y'all take care. See you in the next video. Hope you all stay safe and healthy. Bye-bye.